Welcome back to another episode of the Heavy Metal Podcast. It's such a good time, such a fun time, Shane. Gonna have a good time with the Heavy Metal News Podcast. Gonna have a little Heavy Metal News podcast. Motley Crue on the dinner plate. Got a little microphone over here. Motley Crue on the dinner plate. Got heavy metal news, heavy metal blues, heavy metal fun, and the heavy metal clues. Ooh, yeah. Here we go. It's a heavy metal news knocking down your door. Like a baby jive. That one wasn't very good. I wasn't at the top of the game there. Now, you did hear me say I've got a microphone here. I do have a microphone here. I'm testing this out to see how well this does today. That damn laptop kicked up again. Son of a bitch. I literally, it was turned off all day. Guys, I sat all these stories up on this laptop and then left it alone so it would calm down. And now we're right back to where we were before. Welcome, welcome one and all back to another fine episode of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo. And I thank you guys for being here, man. I've been having some struggles. I've been having a few struggles, but what I find is that when I talk through them and when I, just breathe deep and then things seem to get a little bit better. Now, this episode is full of kind of rudenesses, I guess. They're saying that Vince Neil here's looking great. We just found out that Vince Neil basically had a stroke in 2024. So that kind of changes your whole outlook on, wow, geez, what we were saying. Max Cavalera is going to defend Axl Rose because people are saying Axl Rose is getting fat or something. Chuck Billy had to go talk to Rob Halford about Dave Mustaine on the 1990 tour. And then Mudvayne. We got a story about Mudvayne, but I've got a darling video. Well, I've got a good video of Mudvayne doing King of Pain. We're only going to watch a little scant bit of it because I think I want to do a full-length video. Mudvayne doing Police's King of Pain. But the part I want to show you is right when it kicks off. This Chad Gray's sitting there, and he's got to tell him. He starts singing the song, and then he's got to tell the guy on the guitar, hey, shut the fuck up over there, all right? I'm trying to sing this. There's a little black spot on the sun today. I'm trying to do that, and you're over there making noise because you think you can sing it better than me. So I wanted to show you that video. And of course, as always, we have your comments. It's the best part of the podcast. It keeps me fueled, keeps me going for another week. Because even me, I get down and I have sad days and I have to try and figure out what the hell's going on inside. And the way that I figure that out 10 out of 10 times is just sitting in it, sitting there in the dankness and saying, nobody likes me, everybody hates me, I want to go out and eat worms, that kind of a feeling. And you just say, why do I feel that way? What's bringing all that up? What's happening with me? Why am I so, because you got to get all that negativity out of you. Where we're headed, we're not going to take negativity with us. We're going to take it when we move into New Earth, we're going to do it in a fine and fantastic way where we leave all the greed, the hate, and the negativity behind. Now, I know that's hard to believe right now, but all of that, it's like a sliver. Everything has to bubble up to the top and be punctuated and popped and squeezed and sucked out. Meanwhile, there's beautiful healthiness, enrichment up from underground that we cannot fully understand just yet, but a new rich earth growing and saying, we don't need that. You've graduated. You're not cave people anymore. There's no more smacky on heady and steely from your cave. There's no need for that anymore. So welcome one and all to this fine episode 197. If that microphone's working out, you might not even hear a hiss of this whole damn thing. There's only one true way to find out, so we're going to get into it. Motley Crue. Now, you just heard me say this, that Vince Neil suffered a stroke in December of 2024. We've made videos about Mr. Neil and his not good singing or whatever. But here's where John 5 says nay to me. Because he says, hey, he's killing it. He's doing great. Because Vince Neil is already back to it. And they're doing They had to cancel a Vegas residency. Now, I know someone's probably going, this isn't a very good podcast. That he's not doing it very well because it doesn't have beeps and blops. Will this ring? Will you hear that at all? I don't know. But I'm trying, okay? And that's half the battle. You know, I'm only 197. I'm still a virgin, technically, at this podcasting thing because I've only got 197 podcasts. What's that Joe Rogert got? That Joe Rogert, he thinks he's the cock of the walk. He's got like 2,000 episodes. So I'm still learning how to do this, okay? Let's get into it. Motley Crue's Jonathan 5. And there has been news about Mick Mars as well. Because he basically, he's doubling down and he's saying, I was the only person playing live on that tour. And Nikki Sixx and all of them were faking it. Jonathan 5, Vince Neil is singing and looking great during Las Vegas residency. He's killing it. He's killing it. He says, during a September 15th appearance on Sirius XM's Drunk Nation with Eddie Drunkman in the trunk man. I saw a clip of Eddie, and he's looking. He had a bit of 5 o'clock shadow, a little bit of gray going on in there. And who was he interviewing? Oh, Mark Portnoy, and he was interviewing him in a mall. Looked like they were sitting in the middle of a mall, and people were coming by with looking at him through the window and shit. Motley Crue guitarist John 5 spoke about the band's return to the stage in Las Vegas on Friday, September 12th and Saturday, September 13th, launching Crue's long-awaited residency at the Dolby Live at Park MGM. Show had initially been set for spring, but were rescheduled after frontman Vince Neil revealed he had suffered a stroke last Christmas. Asked how drummer Tommy Lee and bassist Nikki Sixx felt Neil would perform less than a year. What? After frontman Vince Neil revealed he had a stroke, right? Christmas. Asked how he, drummer Tommy Lee, and bassist Nikki Sixx felt Neil would perform less than a year. After his health scare, John 5 said, well, I'll tell you true, Ed. You mind if I call you Ed? I love your program. I saw a video this week that was, John 5 has a crazy Kiss collection, and he started a museum on it. Well, we didn't really know, Ed, but when we got into the rehearsal, we were like, oh, he's moving good. He's got a good move going on. And then he started singing, and we were like, well, oh my God, you should have had a stroke years ago. No, he didn't say that. He's singing great, actually. So I don't know what happened, but he is. I've been in the band for 3 years now, and he's singing so well. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And he looks great, too. He is looking great. And I just got into his room. He's putting his underpants on at the time and tell him how proud I am of him. Where's them tidy whities? Because in the Las Vegas Review-Journal interview where Vince first revealed his stroke, he said, yeah, he had to learn how to walk again and all that stuff. I mean, now don't you look at Vince Neil like a hero, honestly? You go look at 2023, 24, all of the shows that he did where you're going, the guy was about to have one. So now you got to look at him kind of like he's an amazing hero, don't you? Like, this guy is playing shows in the stadium tour and stuff, and he is just a click away from a stroke. Now you look at it and go, fuck, he's kicking ass. So maybe he was just like, oh, okay, then just everything clicked. I mean, he's killing it. And there's no track or anything like that he's doing. We're not doing tracks. He's just singing great. When I heard him sing Home Sweet Home, I was like, holy shit. Holy shit, this is really, really, really great. So I'm just so proud of him. And the guys in the band were like, huh. The guys in the band were like, this is some of the best shows we've ever done and seen him. These are the best shows we have ever seen him performing. So we're super, super, super excited about it. Those ticket sales are going well. John 5 went on to say that the first 2 shows, where's Eddie pumping in with the questions? They don't like to put Eddie's questions in there. Went on to say that the first 2 Crue residencies have been so much fun. We're all having a blast. But the one thing is, me and Nikki go up on these lifts, like in Kiss Alive 2. Remember that concert? All Right Largo. Shane told you about it a while ago. Great. Frank Ken Stein did that sweet remix of the All Right Largo show. Or something like that, but the lifts, they're small. They're not big and tall. They're small. They're not big at all. They're a little bit larger than a seat cushion or something like that on a couch. And when you have this metal thing that comes up around you, so I get on this lift, right? Okay, you won't picture this with your eyes. Picture this with me, a fluffy jacket on too. And so what I do is I wrap my arms around the little metal parts, hook my arms around them, and play guitar like this with my arm hooked around. I look like I wasn't going to say what I was going to say because I put my hand under the chair and I started going like this, like playing the guitar, but it wasn't feel like I was playing the guitar. It felt like I was doing something else. And I caught myself in that moment, so I didn't want to share that. But we're not strapped in. We're just holding on to this bar. So we're playing Kickstart My Heart. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Everything's going really good. Then the confetti goes boom. The confetti goes boom. And all this confetti, and I can't see a thing. And I'm like, Kiss Alive 2. In the inner sleeve, it's just raining confetti. I'm like, is it raining confetti? And I'm like, okay, just balance, John. You are on a lift right now with your guitar, arm underneath, going up, moving up, confetti coming down, just balance. Try to figure out what you're playing. He kind of went on about himself there, didn't he? John 5, he locked in on, oh yeah, that old Vince is doing just fine, but let me tell you what I like to do. The residency, which was originally scheduled for March 28th through April 19th, 2025, ended up being, well, moved to September 2025 due to what Motley Crue said in March was a required medical procedure advised by Neil's doctor. In an aforementioned interview with the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Neil opened up about his previously undisclosed medical condition, saying, I had a stroke. My whole left side went out. I had to learn to walk again, and that was tough. The doctors said they didn't think you'd ever be able to get back on stage. The fucking doctors do that, don't they? Everywhere you go, you'll never be able to do it again. They say, how is he? Oh, he's alive. Never be able to do anything again. And then they do it again. That's part of that triumphant story that you have inside of you, is that you were not broken. You're not bound. You might bend, but you will not break. That is your pure essence right there when you say to yourself, I just had a stroke. I'm in Motley Crue, the biggest rock band of the 80s, and this fucking doctor here is telling me that I don't think you'll be able to go back on stage again. Fanzanoon! I go, no. I'm going to do it. Watch and see. And what also happens, every time you see that in a movie or anyone ever tells you the story of a doctor saying he'll never be able to do it again, what does the patient say? I'm going to show you I can do it. Neil continued, I went from people carrying me to the bathroom. And that's a load. I mean, that's, I'm not trying to say anything here. I'm just saying he's not light. Because I couldn't walk myself. Finally to a wheelchair. I graduated to a walker, and then I had a cane. That is the basic graduation steps for that kind of thing. You cannot walk, so you're carried. Then you're in a wheelchair, then you're walking. And then when the walker becomes too cumbersome and just in the way, it's like, I have become cumbersome. And then you go to a cane. And now he doesn't need one, right? Or does he still need one? Now I don't need anything. If I'd just let my brain keep reading for 1 second, I would have read that. I graduated from a wheelchair to a walker and then a cane. Now I don't need anything. But it's like a full-time job getting back to where you feel good again. Vince, you can't eat the goddamn foods you were eating anymore. I know it sucks. And you can't drink the booze. I know it sucks. I was just telling someone this morning, a cigarette, I haven't smoked cigarettes in years, but a cigarette and an ice cold beer right now, I was stressed. I was having a stressful moment. And I was just saying, I'll tell you, a cigarette and a beer. Oh. And I still have not had any nicotine in my system for now going 10 days. Yes, I say it true. It's rough. But it is worth doing because I'll tell you what, I feel better every single minute. This is going to sound weird to say, but I feel like the blood is thinner. You know what I mean? When you're a smoker for a long time, it just feels like your blood's thick. You're slogging all the time, and that starts to flake off. It's hell, but it's worth doing. Quitting nicotine is worth doing. You want to get this meat sack of yours in top condition. It's got a lot of living to do, I'm telling you. You guys will say, whatever, Shane, you're wacky, you're crazy. You might even be, well, clinically insane. I would say, no, I'm not, to none of that. But what I'm telling you is that as we transition into this new earth, you're going to love it. And you are going to say, all those bad habits I should throw away because, maybe the mind does that anyways. I almost felt like the mind was telling me, you don't need the pouches no more. Now, I do have my, I'm not going to tell you, brand, unless they get, we've talked about that. I need money. Badly. But anything worth doing, it's all about breaking cycles, people. That's what I'm learning. You say, Shane, I can't break a big cycle. What are you talking about? You're asking me to quit smoking cigarettes. I've been smoking 40 years. Start small. Brush your teeth with a different hand. Change yourself. Go drive a different way to work. See a different movie than you were hell-bent on seeing. Go to a different... Every time you break a cycle and you change it from the regular thing that you do every day, you are breaking away from a system. You are breaking from a system that is down. So every time you break another cycle of something that you constantly do, you're winning, you're moving up, you're anchoring up. So that's why I'm telling Vince, no more fucking drinks. I know, I love them. I want them. I would bathe in them. If I could take a mint julep bath every night, I would. But some things have to go in order to make room for things that are better. Neil continued, I went from people carrying me to the bathroom. We read that. Vince also added, I just got this image of Eddie Trunk carrying Vince Neil to the restroom. Hold on, my burritos are almost done in the microwave, Vince. Hold on. Jesus Christ, I can't sit down for... It takes a while to get your brain to start moving your legs. For them to do what your brain wants to do. You try to walk, but it doesn't come out right. And I 100% agree with that. Because it's the mind the mind and body, but there's also that source, that energy that's making it all run, your heartbeat. That's an electrical, that's the charge, that's you. It's the charge that's in there. Got to take care of that, Vince. The 64-year-old singer said that he worked with a football coach in Nashville. Had him running tires. Where Neil resides, and he's been doing a lot of running. So he is running. It's been tough, but I'm back. I am 95% to where I was before, and it's going to be great. Prior to Vince, real quick, guys, prior to Vince's August 1, 2025 concert at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston, Massachusetts, with his solo band, Neil hadn't performed live since hitting the stage with Motley Crue in October 2024 at the Aftershock Festival in Sacramento, California. Let's get into this. I love Max Cavalera here because he's going to say he's talking about weight. Max Cavalera said, "Hey, who the fuck cares what somebody weighs? Why do you care?" Max Cavalera defends Axl Rose against online criticisms. And that's, look at that face. That's a Maxie. Boy, Axl looks like a supervillain there, doesn't he? He looks like a blood and you know how I feel about Bloods, guys. I'm from the Crips. I'm the West Side, so I ain't down with the red bandanas. I'm sorry. I like my gangs like I like my gangster rap. West Side. Well, the party's out here on the West Side, so I drink to the cup. That's how they do it. To the scenes of my top. This could get me. I mean no harm. I mean no foul to any hardcore extreme gangsters that are watching my podcast about that. But you know where my loyalties lie, and it is always going to be with the West Coast rap. I like some of that East Coast shit, don't get me wrong, but the heart lies over there. California love. Maxi Cavalera, he says, don't you, that who gives you a fuck what somebody's how they weigh? Who gives a fuck what somebody weighs? Well, I do, Max, if they are undernourished, okay? If they are undernourished, I do care about how much they weigh. If they're overnourished, I do care just in a health concern wise. Got to be active. You know, you can be fat. Hey, look, I've been fat for years and still active. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with meat on the bones, being on the bones. Don't you worry about that. If you got a little beef around your ass, just enjoy it. Give it a good slap every once in a while. Let everyone say, I see it's there. I'll slap it right here in the grocery store. Let you guys all hear the reverberations. During an appearance on a recent episode of the Guns N' Roses-centric Appetite for Distortion podcast, who's that fine host? Because we've done stuff from them before. Former Sepultura and current Soulfly frontman Maxi Cavalera with their hot rockin' new single, by the way. What was it called? Storm the Gates? Pretty tasty little jam there, Soulfly. The frontman, Max Cavalera, addressed the incessant online criticism leveled at Axl Rose over the GNR singer's supposed weight and diminished vocals. Well, in this title here, you've only put the part about his weight. I don't care about his weight. But if you sound like, you know, you got to sound, just be better, okay? Just do it. Do a good job. His diminishing vocals. Well, he says, my wife showed me the other day when there was some people shit-talking Axl. And it's like, come on, man. Fuck you all. It's such bullshit. Leave the guy alone. 'Cause I had a little bit of that You gain a couple of pounds and people gotta talk shit about your weight. What is this? Are you models? Are we in the Vogue magazine? More Vogue models? Striking poses? Or are we rock and rollers? You gotta have some fat around the ass if you're a rocker. I mean, think about it. Do you want some guy that's up there? I mean, I'm not, dude, I'll just, come on, you guys, I'll tell you right now. Okay? If we're being honest, I want someone with a little fat in the ass up there rocking out. I want my rock stars to be up there just, you know, your Cannibal Corpses or whoever. I don't want some beef boys. I don't need muscular beef boys up there playing the beef rock. Now, someone's going to say, but Shane, you just did like the greatest Kubla Khan TX reaction to the Mountain of Corsicana. And you even said that in a short. You said you would have the greatest Kubla Khan TX reaction video ever put on YouTube. And you're right about that. And I'm saying, I don't mind a band that's got beef boys in it. I'm just saying I would rather see some fat floppies. I want to see some tats and stuff. Show me that you've been doing it, you know? That you slog in that van, that you had your share of convenience store burritos on tour. You know, don't say, oh, well, we hit, what's that food place that everyone, all the plastic people go to? You know, oh, well, we go in and get our health drinks there, and then we go and play the metal show. No. The Brazilian-born musician has lived in Phoenix, Arizona for more than 3 decades continued. And I can attest to that because, well, if you're around this channel long enough, you know that I stood next to him at a Deftones concert many, many decades ago. It's never been about the fucking weight. Who gives a fuck what somebody weighs, huh? It's about the music, man. It's about what they play. It's about what you like in the music. So yeah, I heard that and I was like, I took to my wife, Gloria, what are you telling me this? You're telling me right now they're saying mean things about him online. And I was like, fuck this shit. I can't take it anymore. This is just cowards talking shit online. It's like, what? Are you never gonna get old, dude? You got a damn good point. Oh, you can be the biggest cock of the walk and you can be talking your jerk off stuff like that Ronnie Radke guy does. He talks a lot of shit, a lot of jive shit. But he's going to get flab tits and flab ass someday too. And you ain't going to be the hottest cock of the walk. Look at that Marilyn Manson and stuff. Doesn't last forever. Max is right. Dude, it happens to everybody. Don't you even understand this with your ears? All of us, most of us are going to get old. You're not going to be the same. I fucking wear the shoe with pride. The white hair and the stitches. I take pride in that. It took a long time to get that. And you are going to appreciate your, in the coming decades, you're going to appreciate that this meat skin much more. And on top of that, I'll even go one further. You're going to appreciate the scars that this meat sack has. So you'll be recollecting on how you got these scars and stuff. Because, yeah. It's always good to take care of your meat sack. The best that you can take care of it, right? And I'm learning this late, guys. I'm 52, so don't think I'm some kind of health freak, health nut. I'm 52. I've pounded my meat sack right into. I got some sag ass, and I pounded it right into the dirt. So I'm with Max here. I understand what he lingos. Max went on to say that I never got to meet Axel, but I'm sure we'd hit it off pretty good. Whose house did you get to go to, though, Max? Remember? You got to go to dinner at someone's house. Oh, you guys are going to tell me in the comments next week. I know that's true. Because he got to go to dinner at someone's house. Was it Kiss? I don't know. I kind of heard that some of his assistants are Brazilian. Really? After Rose Management Company, Team Brazil, and the singer's longtime personal assistant, Betta. That is cool. He didn't say all that. So Axl's got a good team there. He just needs to do some Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I want to see Axl Rose and Dave Mustaine wrestle each other. Back in May 2016, Max weighed in on Axl filling in for AC/DC singer Brian Johnson. He's going to say he sounded cool. He did not hit one bad note because he sounded cool. Let's see. Brian Johnson on the legendary Australian rock band's European North American tour. After doctors told John, why am I not being able to read that word? Johnson, he faced total hearing loss. And you know what he said? What? It's time to do thunder? What? No, he didn't do that. I don't know. Who is this? Max said, I don't know. It sucks, I think. I like AC/DC, man. There always were outlaws back in Australia. We used to watch Let There Be Rock the movie, as kids in Brazil. And I remember seeing it. Because he was talking about being a kid in Brazil. Was it the Kiss records? I can't remember. AC/DC album. They had a jail tattoos and shit. Bon Scott was badass. Brian Johnson was badass. But I don't think Axl really fits AC/DC. AC/DC is more like, outlaws. And I don't think Axl is too much of an outlaw to fit in. But I don't know. It's not my band. I don't call the shots there. I think that's golden, guys. I am dealing with the band showing up. It's 1:30. I said, when you going to be here? 2 or 3. So, I can almost guarantee by the time we get to the comments, they'll be out there. I had to look and make sure everything was still running. My microphone turned on me. The hell's that all about? Hello, peekaboo. Peekaboo. All right, we're done with that. Chuck and Billy. Now, here's what happened with Chuck Billy is he went on the David Ellefson podcast and he talked about the 1990 tour for Souls of Black where Dave Mustaine was being a damn ding dong because they were getting successful. Practice What You Preach had blasted him off, right? I love that record. And then Souls of Black, you kind of, all right, well, that's still pretty good. And they were out on tour. So, Chuck Billy regales with the story and lore of said thing. And a hero, whom I don't know if I mentioned him already, but a hero comes in. You think Chuck Billy's going to be the big beef boy that goes over and tells this little tuna head, we're going to do what we want. But indeed, it was a hero that Chuck Billy would call upon. So let's see if they tell us. Chuck Billy recalls Dave Mustaine having a fit after Testament was able to use full gear on the Judas Priest Tour. Meaning what? Let's just put it this way. When Metallica opened on Master of Puppets with Ozzy, they had a nice little piece of that stage, but there was still a curtain down, it was covering up Ozzy's goodies. And when you get to use full stage, that means you start getting banners and bigger goodies out. On the latest episode of the David Ellefson podcast show, Testament singer Chuck the Billman Billy, once again reflected on his band's first ever U.S. arena tour, which took place in 1990 with Judas Priest as the headliner and Megadeth as the additional support. Billy said, addressing co-host David Ellefson, who was the bassist for Megadeth during the aforementioned trek. Okay, so there's that connection. David Ellefson's right there. So he's hearing, let's see if David, I don't know if David chimes in and says, I'll tell you some other things he said. Well, let's see. Is this David talking first? He says, well, I remember we just flew in from doing big tour over in Europe, and I guess the biggest memory is the band you played in. No offense, Dave. Oh, this is a Chuck Billy speaking. That's good. That's a perfectly good voice for him. No offense, Dave. He's talking to Ellefson. No offense to you, Dave, but the other Dave. Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, the leader, you know? No, you weren't the leader. You're not the leader. You're not even in the band anymore. I don't know if you remember that tour because things were growing for us, showing for us. We had ordered a brand new Volker drum riser built on a riser. We ordered a brand new Volker drum riser built on a riser. All these cabinets showed up, backdrops, I don't know if you remember. Dave Mustaine pulled them from us all on the start of the tour. What? David Mustaine pulled them from us all on the start of the front tour. Not good word come out good in mouth, but he said, hand them over. He said, all right, I saw you guys hiding a big banner and a riser back there. You put them in my hand. That's it. You put that in my hand. No, Mr. Billy. I need it. I mean, he's just the support act for Judas Priest. So why is he going, you can't put that up? He'd seen it, and he said, you can't use that. You can't use all of that. So we're going to use our riser backdrop and stuff. And my band nudged me on because every day KK Downing, the Ken Man, the KK Kenneth, or the Priest, and Glenn Timpton, I saw this tour, didn't I? I want to say I did. Because wasn't there 4 bands on it? I want to say it was Megadeth, Testament, Judas Priest, and somebody else. And I do remember seeing Testament couple more times on the Souls of Black tour. Let me have a little sip of my drink. I forgot about it. Now this is a name brand soda pop today because I don't want to leave my house. I literally don't want to leave the house. So I was gonna go and get some greenies, and I said, I don't want to leave. Better not be a damn logo on the bottom of that. Jesus. Hashtag, let's get some endorsements going. Daddy needs it, okay? It's that time of the month. Let's get it up. Let's raise it up. Let's get it up. So they were nudging him, and they were saying, KK, Glenn, we've got a fucking problem over here. And they'd come in and say, hey, are you guys good? You guys need anything? And my bandmates would be elbowing me. You big son of a bitch. You're the biggest guy here. You should have handled this yourself. You don't need to get Judas Priest involved. And now we got Judas Priest involved because you got to handle that little fella. I don't care if he owes jiu-jitsu or not. You're 10 times bigger than him. That's what they should have done. Billy could have handled this without going to Rob. The senior at that point. Hey, you guys, you good? You need anything? And maybe the bandmates, and they'd be elbowing me saying, dude, say something. Say something. I'm like, no, dude, I'm scared. And then one day they went like, dude, why don't one of them do it, Chuck? What, are their tongues tied? Or did you tell them, hey, looky here, I'm the leader of Testament. So you don't be talking to people when I'm not around. Because any one of them could have. Dude, just go talk to Rob Halford. You know him? Well, he's that fellow that's singing parental, we don't need no more parental guidance here. Isn't that the album? I damn well know I went to that. And don't you even dare try and pull some false metal shit on me. Say, see, dude, I told you Shane's false metal. He saw Turbo. He liked the Turbo album from Judas Priest. That's false metal. No. That is true metal because I love the entire catalog, including those Ripper albums. How do you like them apples? So I went there and I told Rob what was going on, and that day he was like, "What? That is ending today." And he went into production and said, "Testament gets everything up there. Get their drums up there, get their backdrops up there, get everything up there." And when we went on that night, by God, I could see the light. Oh, Dave was pissed, wasn't he? And what can you do about that? When the kingpin himself, Rob Halford, the metal god, decrees to his lowly subjects, there's shit going up. Dave can't do nothing. I know Dave Mustaine was side staged by the monitors. Not you, Dave. Dave, Elfie. I'll call you Elf. Not you, the other Dave. And his arms were crossed. And he was just having a fit that we were having everything again. We were having everything again. We were having everything again. And it was crazy. But that was the biggest start of that tour for us. Because things were starting to happen and we were like, oh man. We just bought this big show to play for Judas. We just bought it. We just bought this big show to play for Judas Priest and Megadeth, man. And in the end, we got to use it. We got to use our goodies. And it ended up being great. And it also ended up being amazing. And Dave Mustaine was over there. "No, you rotten buggers, I'll tell you. Oh, you just pickle me." Let's read that again from Chuck Billy, the dear sweet man himself. He says, "And in the end, we got to use it. And it ended up being great, and it was amazing." Billy did in the ad. That was probably the highlight. Opening up for myself, I played Judas Priest songs on guitar all through high school. They were my biggest heroes ever. And that tour was just like a dream come true for me. And another dream that Chuck Billy would like to come to fruition for himself and for everyone would be, well, and we talked about this before, and we're hoping that Metallica can find the love in their eyes and their hearts. If they have any love left in there to give, Chuck Billy says a bucket list item would be for him to tour with Metallica just once. They've never done it. All of these years in that scene, that legendary scene, who have they taken out from that Bay Area scene? Who have they taken out, Metallica? I'm asking the question for you to get in the comments. But nay, they've not done Testament. And Chuck Billy says before he passes, just from his meat sack into that other realm, that would be a dream for him. And I think you could do that. Couldn't you, Metallica? You guys do like to tour for 7 years on a album, so think you could fit them in a few weeks? Thanks. Jesus, that sounds really mean. I have this story up here of Chad Gray only to prepare you for the lovely little clip of Mudvayne, and they're trying to figure out on stage. They say, someone has said, "I want to do King of Pain" by the Police. And I think it's Chad Gray, because he scrumps down in a little ball in front of the stage. He rolls up in a little ball on the front of the stage. But I just think it's sweet as all get out of town, because he's ready to sing this song. There's a little black spot on the sun today. And then there's this lumpy guy, whom I don't even know him from I don't even know what he's even doing there. on stage with Mudvayne. Now someone will get in there and say, "You're false metal because that's Louis Clemente." Or whoever the hell it is. But the guy's kicking in with his vocal and he's got to go, "Hey, shut it. Shut the fuck up over there at the concert." I want to see that. I thought it was adorable. Then we're going to get into your comments. I've been using music to flush my trauma for years. And indeed, this is not a light story, just a skim story that we're going to skim by. But that is true in so many ways. I bet to a lot of the people that watch this podcast, you probably say that music has been a wonderful release of trauma and everything over the years. Music has been with me since I could literally remember, and it's still here, and I'm still fascinated by it, and I still love all the stories that are involved with all the people doing it, and all of that. And that's the one thing that has never really strayed from me. Isn't that interesting? When you come to realize who you think you are and who you aren't. You've noticed this with just decade changes. You go, "Man, I'm not even the same person I was 10, 15 years ago. Isn't that weird?" And it is, because it's a journey to get away from everything that you've been taught and learn. Everything that has been told you and taught you and everything. You're trying to find that essence of the person that you truly are inside. And with that comes the fact that music has been there every single day of my life, man. Every single day. It is, and isn't it wonderful to realize that the universe is all vibration, is all frequency, it is all resonance. And so music is even more important than you could ever imagine. How holy can music be? And then I'll get into it. Just imagine this scenario. Just imagine this scenario and think of how you would feel if you were to walk into a beautiful, lush, green redwood forest, right? And you're walking this little path, and you're by yourself, and it's wonderful. And you've got nothing with you other than a little satchel of maybe a snack, some water or whatever, but you're walking this path and you're walking and you say, "Hell, I don't even know if I'm going to go back the same way I came." But you're walking this path and you're looking around. That is awe-inspiring in its own. Because when you are silent and you get rid of the fear and you're not thinking about an animal eating you, which I would be, once you free yourself of that, you're in awe of your surroundings. Now, take a drum, just a drum with you, music, and start pounding out a rhythm. Any rhythm. If you are alone in those woods, in that vastness, in that echo chamber, in that harmony, and you're just playing, tapping out something on a drum, you will feel, it will, you know what I'm saying? That's the passion that music gives. Someone's gone. This guy was just talking about like shit sandwiches or something a minute ago, and now he's talking about the quantum field. Mudvayne's Chad Gray, trauma, and I believe it. In a new interview with 93X, Kevin Kellum. Kevin Kellum back here, coming back with God, that makes me want to grab this microphone. See, I got that. Kevin Kellum. If this works out, guys, you guys are going to be having so much damn fun on this channel, but we'll just have to say, get back over there. Mudvayne frontman Chad Gray spoke about the band's first 2 new singles in 16 years. We did Hurt People, Hurt People. And if you're wondering, guys, you remember the last time when I said the mint up there, remember? And I said, I can't do that. It's because it was a different shape. These ones are just little yellow round pellets. So they're much easier to put in a place where I feel like I'm going, oh, I'm cheating. You know, I'm getting some kind of a nicotine. And there were some aggravating days in there, guys. I'll tell you that too. I had some days where I was aggravated. And very snappy. But you just got to kind of suffer through it and know that it's all going to be for the best. Don't you look at that. No free advertising. really quick through this. I don't want to go into this big long old thing because, you know, because I want to watch him, and it's just the sweetest thing in the world. You're going to see him plump, little jelly ball roll down on the stage there. In a new interview in '93, Calvin Killam Mudvayne frontman Chad Gray spoke about the band's first two singles, Hurt People, and Sticks and Stones, which were made available via Alchemy Recordings. I was just to the point where we're like, we have to release new music. This is crazy. We've been back for 4 years. We've got to release some new music. I put an exclamation point on it. We have to release new music. It's a good tune, too. That Hurt People. I haven't heard the other one. Sticks and Stones. You haven't heard that one, Shane? Well, shit. It's a great track. But we're Mudvayne. And we're a heavy band. And we've always been a heavy band. And then we're a deep, deep band. And we have written the happy and the not fallings and the world so colds and stuff like that, those deeper, easier tracks. And I was just like, if we're going to release new music, we have to come back and put the exclamation point on the end of Mudvayne. And they did with Hurt People, Hurt People. Listen to me, guys. You can still put on your makeup while I'm talking. This is a pep talk before the concert. We are Mudvayne here. We are. We got to suck the people in the mouth with it. We got to lead them in with Sticks and Stones. But we got to smack them with Hurt People, Hurt People. What is he saying hi for? Is very much, hi, we're back. Okay. Leading with Sticks and Stones wouldn't have had the same impact. That's why they put Hurt People out first. It's very much, hi, we're back, smack you in the chops. And then you go to the next one, and the next one down the line, I think it makes them both more powerful. I don't think Hurt People would have been as well received as it was if it would have came after Sticks. All right, I want to get out of here. Look at this. Now this video, guys, we've got set up. Here's our culprit. Now, where am I at? I always forget where I'm going to be placed at in the damn video. This damn ding-dong over here. I don't know who he is, if I'm even in the right spot. But he's going to get his lips on that microphone, and Chad Gray ain't going to have it. Now, he's over there talking to Pokeyhead there, the guitar player. Another news that we won't be talking about is Pokeyhead's not going to be on the tour. He's got family issues. We wish him all the best with that. I apologize, I don't remember your name. But the guy that's got the pokey hairdo, Pokemon, Chad Gray and him are discussing, and Chad is saying, bro, I really fucking want to do King of Pain by Police. I've been listening to it in the bus, dude, for like 4 weeks now, dude, and I got all the words to it. And you know how to play it on the guitar. And so does this guy, whoever the hell he is. Where's your stage presence, sir? This is with reverence. The arms are behind the back in reverence to say, I would indeed love this. And he says, good news, we're going to do it. And here comes bass playing fella. See? Are we going to hear this? Oh boy. Hold on. That's interesting. I'm noticing that things are going to sound weird, guys, because I'm going to have to turn this off in order to do this video. Because I can't hear it through my laptop. I guess I could have put the earbud thing in, right? Let's see. Where is it? Oh man, is this going to be the best podcast ever? I got to do the desktop. All right. Jesus, guys. And it's all going in. I ain't cutting nothing. Okay, so here he comes over in reverence. He's saying, now you over there just stay. Pokey's saying, what, man? Pokey. You gonna do it, dude? King of Pain? I don't think this guy's ever been on a stage before, has he? See, now there's bass player. Okay, now that's the bass player. Who is this guy? Now, here we go. We're gonna watch this. Get into your comments. I'm sorry, guys. This is the Razzie podcast, Mike. This is the one. This is it. This is where this is for all of it. Watch him. He squeals up in a little ball over here. I'm gonna squickle down on the legs. Put my butthole down on the. Yeah. I fucking love that. Isn't that just the fucking sweetest thing? Who is this guy? Why has he got all sorts of shit set up over here? He's like, God damn, dude. See, he says, I don't know. Now he's hurt my feelings. Did he just spit a big... You don't spit during... Oh, Jesus. Chad, why can't you have anything be sweet? I want to see him do that one more time, then we're going to get into your comments, because I love how he climbs up on that stage and he says, I'm going to put my legs out and I'm going to squunkle down. This would be a good way for me to sing this song. And then I love how he just goes, Dopey over there. Guess who's not? This show happened live in Tampa. 7/21/23. Is that long ago? It was old news. And the wind won't stop. I want to see him squinkle down. Come on, squinkle. He says, okay. Here I come. Get down on like playing with my Lincoln Logs, my Legos. Right there. Hey, you! You're shitting on my vocal. You can see it in that face right there. Okay, we're going to look at that face that he does, because you can see it. Where is it? Oh, I said, hey, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Right there. Jeez. It's hard to find good help. And I want to say he reaches down and just takes a chug off his big gulp, his big water bottle he's got down there. Do I remember seeing that? Like he's like, well, fuck, I guess I'll just have a drink of my water. And the wind won't stop. Checky, 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know how the hell good that went, guys. That might just be a train wreck from hell. But you know what? That's what you come to expect here. And I appreciate you for it. Try and tighten that up real quick. You know, all these things that could be done and should be done at a better time, really. You know, I've got the camera audio here, so I feel pretty good about that, the way everything else goes. But anyways, it is time for the best part of the podcast. This has been lurching. It's been bizarre in all sorts of ways, but I feel like it's going to come together. This is where it all comes back together and we all reconnect. And so we're going to do that now. Johnny B coming in. Dee Snider wants desperately to be a national treasure similar to Ozzy, which he's compared himself to several times in the past, but he just can't seem to reach that goal. I want you to think about the last TS song that you really blew your mind. That would be Burn in Hell or something, or You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. If you go all the way back to Stay Hungry or Come Out and Play, that's really kind of sad. They made mediocre, half-assed albums with 2 or 3 hits on them. How they've managed to stay relevant, and maybe they haven't really all these years, is beyond me. I just don't get it. And that's the beautiful thing about all of this. I don't have to. It's everyone having an experience in their self. Each person here having an experience, some bad, some good, but finding their way, hopefully finding their way to getting rid of everything that makes that leaves them angry, that leaves them bitter, that leaves them unhappy. I just don't get it. Okay. I won't be there. He's not going to go. I wish them the best of luck, but maybe it's time to say our last time should have been 10 years ago. One good thing I need to say about them, though, is they did write some great stuff and help the 80s gain a personality. I don't want to sound all negative here, but Twisted Sister Dee Snider have also rubbed my rhubarb the wrong way. Well, Dee does that sometimes. I'll tell you what, I never looked at him the same after I saw him, the way he was dressed up in that horror movie he did. I was like, you kinky son of a bitch, I'll never look at you the same. Lots of good music. Still Johnny B here says, lots of good music being released here lately. Deftones have a new one out that's damn good. Chevelle, that's news you won't be hearing about today, but the fella from Chevelle said that they were almost removed from an Ozfest tour because of Sharon Osbourne. I was going to have that story, but then I decided to cut it. Even Chevelle have some new material out that's decent and has been getting some rotation on my playlist. And the mighty 9 Inch Nails have new stuff. I saw Trent blocked you from reacting to it, but I believe that may have been his lawyers. It is not blocked anymore. I think it's got about 300 views on it, quite frankly, and it was not blocked. I think I'm just going to start whining about it a lot more in YouTube Shorts. I feel like one way or another something's happening. Although Mr. Reznor has been known to be a little snippy when it comes to who reviews his music. The new stuff sounds great, though. And they got that drummer. I did a video. It's probably got 100 views on it. It's about the amazing drummer that is now in the Foo Fighters, but was with 9 Inch Nails, that Elon. Rubio Elon or something. Just fantastic drummer. Blew my socks off. I did a video on my channel. It's been seen by, you guys probably saw it. If you're here in this podcast right now, you've probably seen it. The rest of the world hasn't. Johnny B says, life has been coming at us from all angles here lately. Kids, sports, jobs, careers, relatives, you name it. Finally have some time to listen and comment on this wonderful podcast. And this never feels like a job. It's what I like to do to escape all the other stuff from time to time. Love it. Until next time, keep looking up, keep asking questions, and keep the fire burning. I agree with you, buddy, and as I've said and you've heard me say, the best place you will ever go for any kind of knowledge, any kind of healing, any kind of anything is right inside. And you say, I'm not a man. We have been trained to look and get. You go from the phone screen to the computer screen to the TV screen to the movie screen to the phone screen. It's all been programmed for you to they just let you have it from every angle. So it's always great to just put it all down, and it's hard. It is hard because what your mind will do, you'll sit down in the chair, you'll close your eyes, and your mind will say, you got to get dinner started. And what you want to do is you want to say, the person inside of this, will tell you when it's time for me to get up, or when it's time for me to do this, or when it's time for me to do that. You decide. The body is not in control. You are. The mind will say, hey, you got to go do that. The mind and you are two different things. You know, the brain is a receiver, receiving information. And you are in your body. I'm in my video game. And I'm chilling it every single day. And I'm going, oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, wow. You know. And it's a wonderful place to be if you can stay there all the time. And you will not believe. And I'm not going to be the meditation guy every single moment of my damn days, but I'm just relaying what helps me and what has helped me so far. And that is, the more time you can spend quietly with yourself, the better off you will ever be in anything. A few names I'll throw out to you, and you can check those books out if you choose to. Eckhart Tolle, he's fantastic, talks about how to get away from your mind. There was one that they had on TikTok I read that was really good. It's a really short book, and it was just about how thinking is the root cause of suffering. You are not meant to sit and think about every little issue and every little problem. That is your brain almost malfunctioning when it's constantly bombarded with all of these, look at that, look at that. But that's what we've become, what we've created. This is what we talked about before cell phones was, well, when that technology comes, we won't find ourselves. Anyways, Johnny B, I love you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right. Miles coming in here. He says, even if my Saturday is busy, I make sure to show up for the song, if nothing else. Thank you, Shane. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. If you can at least hit the, Miles, if I'm being honest with you, I'd like you to listen to the whole podcast. But if what you're telling me is, you know what, you could even turn the podcast on, throw your phone under the bed or something, and just let it run. You know, if that's something you might be interested in entertaining, you could get the whole family to put my podcast on every device in the house and then go to a movie. Or even better, here, I've got a better advice for you. Go to the playlist of my podcast and then take every device in the house and turn it on to my podcast randomly. You can put them on different episodes, whatever you want. But make sure it's looping. And then go camping for the weekend and just leave all those devices playing all of my podcasts. That's pretty good. I'm looking at something right now, guys, that will shock you. I'm seeing the thumbnail to the very first episode of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo, Metallica, Wasp, Vinnie Vincent, and 3 years ago, it has, ready? 952 views. Not even 1,000 views. That's a damn shame. So there you go, Miles. I appreciate that. You know, turn on a device and just let it run. And, you know, I got to get them ducats. I got to get some green beans. And Scott here, unfortunately, he's put in a request, I believe. Scott Saganis, I love you, my buddy, but are you really new? Yeah. He's got 9 comments and 5 hearts received. And he says, I'm kind of surprised you haven't done the band Lethal from the U.S. We have, I think. They have a song called Immune from the first criminally underrated called Programmed from 1990. An absolutely amazing album. Well, I can't give you any hearts or anything for that, but you got a thumbsy upsy, so you've ringed somebody's bell. Well, we're going to end out with Sticky this week, but we got more. Don't you fret. Miss Althea coming up here. I feel like the nicotine's making my voice better, too. I might start singing tunes again. I've always been a kind of a song and dance man. That's why I wondered if I should have been on Broadway. I wonder if they'd have me now. I don't want your dirty old 52 stank ass on around our Broadway stage. What are you talking about, sir? The Dumbstruck Fool says, Miss Althea coming in here, D. Snyder, Twisted Sister. This narrative of the band declaring retirement, no more tours, performances, then reneging on those statements is getting tiresome. I am surprised Twisted Sister isn't trying to put together a package with Motley Crue, the OG hypocrites in this realm. Yeah. No disrespect to Vince Neil and the recent revelation that he suffered a stroke. Boy, that's timely for this episode. I would not wish that on anyone. I guess what I am trying to say is I simply wish bands would were just like The Fix sang. I love The Fix. Do what they say what they mean. Yeah, I love The Fix. Miss Althea, and I'm sorry about that, but you got damn good taste, because I love The Fix. Oh, you want me to name Fix songs? One Way Leads to Another, Secret Separation, Driven Out. You read those lyrics, I'm telling you, there's so many bands that know what's going on, that are completely in tune with the current events of this earth. I'm telling you, going way back to the 80s, it is crazy if you go read lyrics. The Fix are one of those bands. You read the lyrics and you go, oh my God, this shit's like makes sense right now. Red Skies at Night, that was another good one. And Stand or Fall, Face Your Fears Tonight. Go listen to The Fix and sing along with those words, and they'll make you feel like, yeah, I'm a warrior. I'm going to take myself back. Miss Althea on Mike Muir. He could go on a motivational speech tour with Brent Smith and James Hetfield. Just get those three guys in comfortable chairs on a stage and have them preach the neo-gospel. Your impromptu talk about seeds of doubt brought to mind the Japanese proverb, also known as the four kanji proverb or four character idiom, Genshin Anki, pronounced Gaishin Anki. Pretty close. It basically means to doubt one is to doubt all. Just a little thing I learned from Hide, and it's pretty much the story of my life. Yes. You know, sometimes it takes people a long time. I'm one of them people. 50 years where you go. But I look at it this way. I was on a 50-year journey to learn who I was, which was obviously none of it. Everything I was as of yesterday is nothing. I'm only who I can be today, be the best that I can be today, and some days you have issues. You say, I'm just not feeling my best today, and I'm not feeling in a good mood. But what I do is I go, why? Let's bring it over here. Bring it to the table. Why? What is this feeling I'm having? And that's what they've always tried to keep you away from, huh? This society, this system, and everything has always tried to keep you away from your feelings. Go somewhere else to find God isn't in you. You got to go get it. You got to hope to God that you're doing the best thing that you're doing, or you're not getting where you want to go. That's fear. If the simple answer was, it is inside of you. People go, well, if it's inside me, why do I need this for? Why do I need that for? You know, if I am everything, if I am energy, and everything, energy is everything, and we are in a quantum field of energy, and everything is molecule, and everything is atom, and everything is the same, why do I need to go to your church and pray the way you do? Or why do I need to be on this team? It's all designed to keep you looking everywhere else for answers instead of looking inside. Every bit of it. Every answer you need is inside of you. You just have to quiet the storm. That might be the name of my book. I'm just saying, all of it. When you quiet it down in here, something happens, man. And I'm still trying to figure out what that is, but it is magical as hell. I don't just do this YouTube channel, I also do science projects on myself. Getting to know myself better. I'm glad it's the story of your life. You just have to just keep going. What is that? Gai Shin Anki. To doubt one is to doubt all. Jerry Cantrell and Nico McBrain. No comment. Miss Althea on the Metalhead Mayor topic revisit. Shout out to Big Tone for educating me, who is very apolitical and barely knows what is going on in this country. Miss Althea, high fiving, babe. Yes, because that's what it's about. Break that shit off. All it is scare tactics for you. Yes, there are terrible things that are going on in the world, yes. And they'll let you know it at every turn that they can give you, because the more fear they can pump into you, the better off they are. So you turn it all off, all of it. It's all a charade. Politics to me, you know what politics to me is? It's absolutely no different than the midday soap operas your mother used to watch. There's no difference there. It is a system that is not working, and it's showing itself, and it's falling apart. Hallelujah. And I'm feeling so great about it, because I feel like I have a inside track of what I feel is the future for not just me, but for everyone. And I'm loving it. And it's the way it should have always been. And it's the way you feel inside, where you go, is this all there is? When you ask that question, what is the meaning of life? That's what I'm telling you. You find out when you go back inside, when you cut all of it off. That's love your family, love your friends, love those who you're close with, and care for each other. That's what it's about. Collective community, collective consciousness. It's about coming together and raising that vibration so high amongst the people that the negatives just fall away. There's nothing you can do. We're not having it no more. We're not taking it no more. You can put a ballroom in the White House or whatever the hell you want. We have it all. Don't matter to us. That's what I'm loving. It's not a scary thing to me whatsoever. It's a wonderful, uplifting thing. Miss Althea. Here we go. Miss Althea on pronunciation lessons. Thank you for this. Aoi of the Gazette is pronounced ow. Like, ow, that fucking hurts. That's how good she knows me. Is I didn't even know how to say ow until she said, that fucking hurts. Ow, ow. Rhymes with cow. Got it. So, AO is basically ow. Next. His name is not Ohi. But just to muddle the waters even more for you, pun intended, just wait. This is just his stage name. His birth name is, oh geez, you. Pronounced you. All right, well, fantastic. Keeping it bitchy. Boo, 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 boo. Peace out. Best thing that you'll ever do, my friends, is get out of the news business. Turn it off. Get out of all of that shit. Because that's what I realized was my hang up, was it was a game being played where I'm on screens and I'm constantly worried about every single thing that's coming around the pipe. And then the good thing about that is that the 24-hour news cycle can let you know every single miserable thing that's happening. Do you think they've ever tried to do an experiment where they tried 24-hour news cycle, nothing but good news? They'd never do that, because what they're selling you is fear. They want to keep you scared for as long as they can. When you are scared, when you are frightened, when your vibration is low and you are hopeless and you have no hope. What's the point? What's the point in any of it? Look at what's happening. What's the point? If they keep you in that zone, that's where you'll stay. But when you turn it all off and you say, I'm not buying into any of it, I don't care what you try and shuffle. You watch how your entire brain changes. Try it if you can, okay? And it's perfectly understandable if you're not ready yet. You're saying, Shane, I kind of understand what you're saying, but I kind of don't. 100% fine. There's nothing, there's no right or wrong here. That's the beauty. It's about unconditional love, and it's about being held captive for too long. And now we're seeing a shift and feeling something happen. And it's bigger than the next asshole that's going to be the president. Good news, everybody. There's a new asshole, you know. None of that matters, literally. And now, guys, back to, I'm over that rant, but man, I sure hope these microphones work out, because but Jose Villegas, we did his video. He was worried about that I'd forgotten him, and I did his video. But now, Jose, what you've done is put a request in the Jive Talkin. This is where we just have fun, and you're not going to hear me reprimand you right now because you're not going to listen to this podcast. But it says, "Hi, Mr. Shane Diablo. How have you been? I had another request. This is a female singer, which I love her voice very much. The song is very simple, but powerful. And Bud, here's another problem that I've got with your comment here is that you didn't... Okay. Very catchy. The band is Aileen. I bet we've done them. And the song is We Stand United. I will leave you a link. Great. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Take care. God bless. Okay, well, there's a reply there. Someone's policed him, and I cannot give you a heart for that, sir. We get into Mike Buchanan, then we got Sticky Doll to end this whole thing off, and I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to say that Mike Buchanan said something very, well, how do I say this? We're checking out Sticky Doll this week. I knew that they were a multimedia freaks. I didn't know, I wasn't, but Mike Buchanan says, dude, you got to go check them out. So we're going to check out one of their videos this week. This coming week, Sticky Doll. As you're watching this, seeing this, yeah, it's happening. Mike Buchanan coming in here. And it was all because Mike Buchanan got over in the Patreon and said, dude, I've been checking out some of that Sticky Doll shit. You should check. He does that from time to time, like a nice little, shooting a request over for Miss Althea or something. What a thoughtful person that Mike Buchanan 69er is. And he's got a good one here. Let's go. First off, sorry for last week in my shortened comments. Life got away from me, and before I knew it, I got a heart from Shane, and I was like, crap, I didn't finish my comments. That makes sense. I'm just doing them earlier. It's 2:20, guys. I'm telling you, any moment now, you're going to start. And he'll probably come right in the door and go, hey, Dad. All right, here we go. On this week's Movies Better Bad, but we love them anyways, Bionic Ever After. Oh boy, 1994. I watched it so you don't have to. Thank you for that. There I was sitting in my comfy chair late night scrolling through the TV guide for things to watch, and boom, Bionic Ever After. And I was like, hell yeah. So here we go, guys. Hearts of steel, vows of gold, their love was unbreakable, now it's unshakable. If you ever dreamed of a love that can withstand time, technology, and a few evil plots along the way, Bionic Ever After is your happily ever after. Steve Austin and Jamie Summers aren't just action heroes, they're soulmates. After decades of near misses, whispered goodbyes, and missions that always pulled them apart, this film finally let them step into forever, hand in hand. Beautiful. So there's a bionic glitch in some world-saving business sprinkled in. Business what's love without a little drama? But at its heart, this is a story about commitment, patience, and the joy of finally saying I do to the one who makes you whole, metal parts and all. Watching Steve and Jamie exchange vows feels like being invited to a wedding of old friends. It's sweet, nostalgic, and filled with the kind of warmth that makes you believe true love can survive anything, even top secret government missions. Bionic Ever After, ? Isn't just the end of a series, it's the beginning of a love story that fans waited years to see fulfilled. Like any great romance, it reminds us that the strongest hearts are built in a lab. 5 out of 5 stars. 5 stars for anyone who ever believed in bionics, nostalgia, and love that can withstand time. It's like Bicentennial Man, right? And countless explosions. And here we go over his comments. He says, Shane, we should get all of the Patreoners together, all of us, along with you, should go to a Twisted Sister concert next year. That would be great, but I am an absolute freakophobe right now about any public places. I don't know what it is, but the best place that I can be is sitting alone on my grass outside. It's the last concert I went to, it was like I was vibrating the whole time. And it was just so much. If you've never seen, and I have not seen Twisted Sister either, in concert, you are really missing out. Going back in time to when little Mikey and his friends would go off into the big city, and one of his friends' older brothers was a bouncer for various nightclubs. So you got to see him in the 5 boroughs. Who would sneak us in. I saw countless number of TS concerts and some of the shittiest dive holes and freaking loved every single second of it. When I watched that documentary, it looked like every freaking concert they had was a gangbang. And just home in the morning, and just so you know, after the concerts were over, we would go back to my friend's brother's apartment and spend the night there and go home in the morning. Yes, we were tracked by parents and his brother and brother's friends. So you were there, dude. You were like when they were literally wearing their girlfriend's shit. When it wasn't even the same guys that were in the band that we knew from the Stay Hungry, right? Mike Muir and ST. First off, that's Suicidal Tendencies. First off, Suicidal Tendencies is my all-time favorite band on this planet. I've seen them live 4 times. I saw them once. Might have been twice. First time was when they opened for Metallica on, Suicidal Tendencies' first ever stadium tour. They threw a pizza party for all the fans, hung out. That's awesome. And they were just the most gracious with all of their fans. I've heard Mike speak, and he's extremely well-spoken. He needs to do a TED Talk. I mean, dude, the lyrics alone. He was getting deep with them lyrics. Psycho Michael. Jerry Cantrell was just in town a few weeks ago. Once again, I got in the way. Life got in the way. Once again, life got in the way, and I couldn't attend the show. Someday, life will settle down, and I'll be in the front row of every concert I can get my butt to. And now, the Jive Talkin jokes of the week, bud, and there's no jokes there. Because you can see here, the show lasts. So all of your stuff's here. But you didn't get to the jokes again, and it might be because I did this a little too early again. It is 2:30 where I'm at now. So we're going to leave that adieu until at a further point. I'm curious who put this down there. There ain't no jokes. That movie sounds interesting, Johnny B says. Sticky Doll coming in to end it, and I can't believe it. We've made it through. This has pleased me to no end. I know that I need work on my podcasts. I know that they're not hip. They're not the coolest. They're not the freshest thing in the world. They're not, I don't have, Joe Rogart's goddamn $100 million farm and I let all the people come on the podcast and then milk my cows. I don't have it. But I keep trying. And what do? You don't stop. If you have a passion for something, a love for something, you do it, and you do it so good and so hard that it irritates everybody until they say, we can't, we have bent under his will. He will get what he wants the way he wants it. Sticky down, 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 sticky down. Mike Buchanan says some very nice things about you guys, and we're going to find out for our damn selves this week. Now you can't even wait. It's Saturday right now if you're listening to this podcast, or maybe you didn't even listen to this podcast, and now all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, he's done one of our videos. Hey there, this is your old buddy El Sancho from Sticky Doll. I smoked heavily for many, many years. From a wee lad, just like yourself. Well, I didn't smoke all my life. I didn't smoke any of my life. Are you talking about cigarettes? I smoked heavily for many, many years of my life. Oh, I saw wee and I thought he was talking about weed. I smoked heavily for many, many years as a wee lad, just like yourself. I grew up on a small redneck farm in a small hick town, and that's just what you did. That's what all the men did. That's what we kids wanted to do, be macho like them. Oh yeah, I was at the 7-Eleven, hitting straight up, go right up and say, hey bro, can you buy me cigarettes? And I'm like 13 years old. I got a hard habit now. Hey bro, buy me some cigarettes. What are you, asshole? You don't want to do it? He's like, no dude, you're fucking 13 years old. So what, man? Just do it. You wanted to be macho like them, and that's how it was. Unfortunately, that left us all with a major addiction that seemed impossible to quit. That as adults was the hardest thing to ever to deal with, or it killed us. 100%, man. I'm telling you right now, dude, I have it easy because I had been weaning myself down. My intuition had been saying for 10, 15, 20 years, you need to stop this. So first it was cigarettes, and then I went to vaping, and then I went to, which I enjoyed, was the nicotine pouches, not tobacco, just the pouch. So I got it all the way down to 2 milligrams before I finally said I'm done. It's hard to just douse a cigarette and go, that's it. But you can do it. Shane, I never in a million years thought I would be able to quit, but one day I just woke up and I knew. I chose to do the nicotine gum and I just chewed it like a motherfucker. I didn't care what the box said, yeah? If I was going to give any advice there, my face broke out real bad with that gum. I like the pouches because I get the little ones, 2 milligram ones. And you can just set it in there in your lip, and you get that calming thing, and you get the burn, and you get all that, and you feel good, and you can leave it in. I'd leave it in for an hour and a half or 2 or whatever. Then you put a fresh one in, and it's a great way to come off the cigarettes, I'll tell you that. Vaping is not the way to do it. I didn't care what the box said. I didn't care how long it was. The nicotine in the gum wasn't going to be what killed me. It was all the other carcinogen shits in the cigarettes, and that is true. You know, when you go down to the pouch, you're going down to nicotine. Just the nicotine itself, which is the agent that is the thing that draws you back to the addiction. But a cigarette, you are burning cotton and leaf and just all that. I'm going to read that over. I didn't care how long it said. The nicotine gum wasn't going to kill me. Carcinogens, shit in the cigarettes. Finally, I was able to stop chewing the gum. And what I do now, because I still have the addiction, is chew on whole cloves all day long, 24/7. What does that mean? Like a don't know what that means. Garlic cloves, or like cloves that they would make marijuana, thick cigarettes out of. 24/7, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they're actually great for your oral health. I just pretty much have one in my mouth all the time. Nobody knows it. It's not intrusive, and it works. So there you go. There's some health tips. Cloves. We love you, Shane. Be healthy.
Why? Why would you want to make a grown man cry right now?
He said he loved me. We made it. We damn made it. If this thing fires off and it does good, man, I'm going to be happy about that because we did it. I don't even hear a smack or a bang. It's 2:33 on the dial. Was I going to leave Mike? I was going to leave. Oh. Should I give him a heart? Johnny B's, let's do it. Come on, I'm feeling free. Fancy free. I'm going to get out of here. Guys, seize the day. Take advantage. Breathe deep. Sink those feet into the dirt. I'm telling you, you'll feel it through your body. You will feel it through your... Get some sun on the face. Don't hide in this. Take the sun right in the face. Close your eyes and just breathe it in. Breathe in that sun. Breathe it all in. You know, you can spend your entire life thinking about every bit of bad news that's coming down the pipe. But why would you? You know? Spend the life as happily as you can do it. As peacefully and as harmoniously as you can do it. How do you do that? Unconditional love. It does not matter. You let it all go. You say, I don't accept who you are or what you do, but I unconditionally love that you are someone that is on a personal journey, such as I am on my personal journey. And you have very many lessons to continue to learn. And perhaps, hopefully, you can learn all those lessons within this lifetime. But if you stay happy and peaceful and whole, and you care about, and you look at each and every person around you as you. It is the easiest way to remember this is that person you want to scream at in the other car is not just some other person. That is you. They are you having a different life experience in this game that we call life. So if you can look at that person and say, I disagree with everything you are, but at the kernel of core, at the source, at the sprite of energy in which you are, inside, in here, in your pineal gland, inside, that energy that's there. I love that. I don't love what it is right now. I will love what it will become, because you will all become amazing if you just spend time with yourself. It's what I'm trying to do for myself right here, right now, okay? I really got to figure some things out with these damn... You know, you can't do 300 episodes. Wouldn't it be great if I had a live band? I just kicked this green screen over and there was a whole live band there. Ba-da-da-da, Shane. It's Stephen Piercy back there going, now you just heard Shane's podcast and it's a good one. Wouldn't that be awesome? Let's dream big. Dream big in 2026. Dream bigger than you've ever dreamed in your life, my friends. Dream bigger than you've ever dreamed in your life, because why not? You can have anything you want if you dream big enough. And with that, come on. Oh, yeah. When you wake up and know you're gonna have a good episode. After reading your comments, I feel so good inside, 'cause I was kinda sad, but now I'm feeling alive. Listen to your
yeah.